So this thing right here, 48 volt Temgo battery, tell you what it is, it's a cheat code for all of your solar battery backup needs. I'm going to show you how to save some money. This is how you can expand your solar battery backup system on the cheap. 100% standby power, 5,000 kilowatt. That doubles my Jackery emergency preparedness situation that I've got going on here. Hi everybody, I'm Tony, this is TC's Outdoors, and if you are interested in solar backup, I learned pretty early on that the key to this situation is going to be more storage and more solar input, and this is a solution to one of my problems. So this is the Temgo 51.2 volt 100 amp hour battery, which ends up being 5,000 kilowatt hours, or just a little bit over. And I use this to charge my Jackery when we are in an emergency situation. I haven't had the need yet to really run this system, but I've done a few trials. This is going to be my third trial. Originally I just took it out of the box. I charged it with a generator, and it came 50%. To get 50% into it, it was about 2 hours and 30 something minutes. So right now we are at 55%, and we're currently charging off of the generator, and I'm going to start a stopwatch and we're going to see how long it takes. I'll show you my setup outside here. So there's a little champion doing its thing, and let's see how long it takes. We're there, 100%, and it took 2 hours and 36 minutes to charge from 54% to 100% on my gas generator. So pretty cool. It's definitely more than just a golf cart battery. This is a sponsored video, so Temgo reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in demoing this battery. And at first I didn't really read the email. I was looking through it and it said golf cart battery, and I'm like, what? I don't have a golf cart, so I really need that. But then I clicked on the link and I looked at the website and I realized this is a lot more than just a golf cart battery. So today I'm going to switch over to the Jackery, my whole home, in a second here. I'll set you guys up, you can watch that. If you're not familiar how I do that, it's just with this cord here and this generator input. I switch the breakers over. I've got a interlock in the panel so that you can't backfeed into the main grid while you're using the Jackery. And so I'll switch that over, and I'm going to plug this 48 volt battery in first thing. All right, so we take our 30 amp plug into the Jackery power outlet, my AC outlet there. Need to power the unit on. Need to turn the AC on. This is my disconnect here, my interlock here. I just slide this down after I turn the main breaker off. Main breaker off, slide that down. 30 amp breaker on. We're back in business just like that. So you see the output, we're at 1100 watts. Jackery's powering the whole house now, and if we were in a real emergency, this is the time that I would plug the Temgo battery in, and I want to show you how I have that hooked up. Off of the Temgo battery, I have these two, it's just Anderson ring terminals. They have on the positive and on the negative, and they are both fused. They have a 30 amp fuse in there. I have an Anderson splitter, so that takes the one, splits it into two, and from what I've found online, it is best to split the power going into the Jackery. So that's what I've been doing. It helps with the heat transfer. First thing I do, plug the splitter in, and then I'm going to go into first the Jackery cable. This is the cable that comes with the Jackery Solar Saga panel, and it's got the proper end on it. It's heavier than anything you can buy online. If I could find this and buy just this cable online, I looked, it's not available. If it is available, maybe if I call Jackery. If I could find that, I would buy another one and not use the cables that I bought off of Amazon because it's heavier duty. But for the time being, the ones on Amazon, they do a good job. It's just the end gets a little warm. So we'll plug that into one side of that splitter. And then on the other side of that splitter, I have the cable that I bought off of Amazon. And it is, they're 14 gauge, which I wish it was 12, but it's not. So 14 is as big as you can get. that I could find anyhow. And if it was 12, I think it would help with obviously with the heat. But this is the end that I was talking about. So the last trial, I utilized this adapter. So this is 7909 female to an 8020 male. And this goes into the Jackery, and this got so warm that if you can see, it's bent. That's just from the weight of the cable. This section in between here gets so warm, and it just starts to bend. So I bought this, which is a heavier duty plug at a right angle, and we'll use one of those, and then the other end of the Jackery plug. And this is what the end of the Jackery plug looks like. It's got the right end on it already, so there's no adapter needed. Much heavier. It's probably still 14 gauge. It's probably just got more insulation on it, but I don't know. It makes me feel good about it, I guess. So either way, let's come over here and you guys can watch the screen as I plug this in. So turn it back on so you can see. So we've already used 5% of this battery, which is crazy. So you just take these and I will plug them into my low PV ports right there. First one we'll plug in is the Jackery. That's the Jackery cable. And you see my input already jumped up 1100 watts just like that, and that's only the one cable. You're not going to get any more power into it with the other cable. It just helps share the load so that you're not overheating anything. So now I've got both cables plugged in. I'm charging 1000 watts in, 1200 watts out, which obviously isn't ideal because you'll never keep up with that. I can probably go and turn some stuff off and see if we can get that load down a bit, like maybe a light or two. So that dropped me down to 1100. Let me go walk around and see what's on, and we'll regroup here in a second. My daughter's ceiling fan was on, a couple other lights that didn't need to be on. The boiler was running, and everything is now, except for the two refrigerators, are still both running. But we're at 583, so I am putting in more than I'm taking out. So it says in 1 hour, we'll be back up to 100%. And I mean, I could turn this light off, that would help too. That's another 100 watts that's not going out. So we've taken 4% charge out of this battery. And we're DC to DC charging, which I thought about getting an inverter and sticking it on the wall because I could get 1600 watts of input through the AC port, but that's about the least efficient way because converting that DC into AC and then dumping it back into a DC battery, you're losing your efficiencies that way, and it's just not the way to do it. So why don't we start a timer now that we are officially putting in more power than we're taking out, and we'll see if that hour is accurate. So 94% battery. I'm going to start a timer right now, and we will see how long it takes to get this back up to 100%. I just got a notification that we are at 100%. The Jackery is at 100%, and we are at 1 hour and 40 minutes to come back up from, like, what was it, 98 or something like that. Let's turn the light on. So that's not exactly true because when I was eating lunch, I used the oven for 20 minutes, and my oven is electric. It pulls 4,000 watts when you first start it up. I was kind of the first time I've ever done that off the Jackery. Kind of cool little experiment. Now I have the Jackery at 100%. If we were in a emergency power outage situation and I was worried about long-term power, this is definitely the setup. Hooking the Temgo 48 volt battery up directly to the Jackery through the solar ports so that it is constantly drawing a charge when it needs it, rather than trying to chase the charge that you probably aren't ever going to get if you run the battery down to 50%. The Temgo battery has an app and a built-in battery management system, and you can monitor it through the app. So if we open the app, we'll open it together so you can take a look at it. It's Bluetooth. It does not hook to the internet. It's only through Bluetooth, so you have to be near the battery in order for it to work. But it says that we're connected, so if you go to the dashboard, it says the battery is at 61%, just a shade low of 40% of the battery to bring the Jackery back up to 100%. And it says the current discharge, time till empty, there is nothing because it's not drawing anything out of it currently. But in here you see it's got 52 volts. It shows the amperage going out if there was any. The current temperature of the battery is 71 degrees, and it shows the voltage of all the cells and the condition that they're in and how well they're balanced, and it's all pretty good information to be able to monitor. Pretty neat app. If you're interested in looking at these Temgo batteries, like I said, it's $800. It's $800 for that battery. Comes with a charger, with the display, and the battery. It's so far. This is only the third time that I've cycled the battery, so full discharge back to fully charged, and it's been great. It's performed flawlessly. It's definitely going to be a big part of my emergency preparedness. It's a good peace of mind for me knowing that I can keep the house warm and keep the food cold, and for a longer term situation rather than just a gas generator. And I know some guys in the comments, my last video, I should have spent all this money on a gas generator. Well, I don't have natural gas on my road, so I'd be a slave to the propane company, and I'm not a big fan of that. And second, if I would have been a gas generator, something that would have done my whole home, now I'd have to have 15, 20, 30, 40 gallons of gasoline, because I don't know if you've been through a storm that shuts down everything, municipalities included. There isn't any gas stations open because there's no way to pump the gas because they don't have power either. So if you don't already have the gas, you're out of luck. And having a gas generator, it's nice. I have a few gallons of gas laying around all the time, but to have something that would power the whole home for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, I don't know how many gallons of gas that would take, but I know that I don't have the capacity here to store that much. And I don't want to, because gasoline doesn't keep very long. So unless you're buying all non-ethanol, and that's a whole another ball of wax, because that's like $1.50 more a gallon around here. Another thing I want to touch on is when I started doing this time around, I showed you that I used a different cable and I used a different end, and that is definitely proving to be much cooler of a situation. So the Jackery cable isn't even warm to the touch. And that's the cable that came with my Solar Saga, and if I can, I'm going to try to purchase another one from Jackery. I'm gonna have to call them though. I couldn't find it online, so we can look, and we'll put that right on the orange there, and that is at, what are we at, 91 degrees, and then the Jackery cable is at 70. Last time that I was running this, we were at it was like 114 degrees by the time at 3 hours, the 3 hour mark. So we're at an hour and a half, we're almost 2 hours now, and we're much cooler with the different ends. So I'm going to link all the cables that I used for this whole setup in the description. It's just an Amazon affiliate link. If you don't have a Jackery, you're going to have to identify whatever it is, the proprietary plug that is needed for your particular brand of battery bank. But all the rest of this stuff, the Anderson, the ring terminals and the splitter and all that stuff, that'll all be in the description if you need that. And I'm going to only link the better of the two adapters that I found. The heavier duty one, it's double the price, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion, because the other ones were melting. So not an ideal situation for sure. Now the Temgo 48 volt golf cart battery and my Jackery, this little experiment here is exactly that. It's an experiment. I am not a battery backup or solar power generator expert in any stretch or capacity, so do your research. Whatever brand you have, check the owner's manual, look at the voltage, the input for your low PV or your solar inputs, check the amperage, make sure that you're only putting in what you should be putting in so you don't harm your battery backup station. I don't want to be the cause of anybody out there doing damage to their own stuff. That's also why this is the third time around before I'm making this video, because the last thing I want to do is be responsible for somebody messing up their stuff. If I screw up my stuff, it's on me, you know what I mean? I would not feel great about myself if I knew people were out there burning up their $3,000 Jackeries because I told them to get a golf cart battery instead of the proprietary battery, expansion battery that Jackery offers. So, and again, proprietary Jackery battery, this morning I looked, it's like $2,100. That's $800 on Amazon. So 3 of those almost for one of the same size battery. So I mean, that's up to you. Obviously there's a little more screwing around involved with the Temgo battery, using the solar inputs in order to charge. That's okay though. I'm cool with that. To save a little money, I am good with having to kind of mess around a little bit. And there's two ways, like I mentioned before, there is 2 ways that you could charge off of this. I could get a 48 volt inverter that I could just screw up to the wall, power the inverter with the 48-volt battery, and then send the AC power down to the Jackery. It would charge it faster. It's way less efficient, but it's another option if I was really in dire needs and I needed to put more power into it. That's another 600 watts of power going in, and I could utilize my 500 watt panel on top of that, so I could probably almost get 2,000 watts of input if I did it that way. So there's options. I'm not exactly sure that this is going to be my final setup. Actually, I'm guaranteeing you it's not going to be my final setup, but there's more to come. I'm enjoying this whole process. If there's a way that I can keep my home powered and in an emergency, or if I can stick it to the man just a little bit and not have to hook to the grid all the time, that's what I'm going to do. And the Temgo battery is going to be a big part of it. So if you want to get one of those Temgo batteries, that would be cool. I'll throw a link in the description down below. I'll throw a link to their website as well. The Temgo battery is powering my Jackery, which is powering my entire house. And it's giving me some freedom, giving me a bit of flexibility, and it gives me a little bit of comfort knowing that in an emergency I'll be all set. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, guys. We'll see you.